You're listening to Into the Twilight, an independent, listener-supported show. Subscribe at patreon.com/intothetwilight for monthly bonus episodes, weekly shoutouts, a Patreon-only book club, and more. Thanks for support, and now, on with the show.
Now tuning in to Earbud Media, audio for everyone.
It feels like we never left, so welcome to Into the Twilight. We are here.
Oh, yeah.
How are you? I'm very curious about this photo that you've provided today.
I'm here. I'm living. I am bringing to the space a beautiful treat from our good friend of the pod. Just kidding. I wish. Julio Torres.
Can you imagine?
Could you imagine? I would love that. Julio, please. I want to know your opinions about the Twilight Saga.
Oh my god.
But he has a relatively new special out on HBO called Color Theories, and it is wonderful. Obviously, this show is a big fan of Mr. Julio Torres. His last special, which was a couple of years ago, My Favorite Shapes, goes triple platinum in this household. You know, it's wonderful. And folks, he's done it again. And it's very similar in feeling just because of, I think, like how his brain works. Of it is very artistic, it is very subjective, it is very like playing in the space. It's very like theater, you know, similar to how My Favorite Shapes was. Like he's interacting with the space and like live drawing and having a vehicle for his thoughts and jokes in this like tangible, tactile way. And through it, it's kind of like going through different colors and their associations or like how they feel or what they are, but in very sometimes political ways, sometimes in very silly humorous ways, and like it's just a fun mishmash of like very like obviously very thoughtfully written and explored, but also in ways that, you know, thinking of things in ways you've never thought about them, kind of. And it's just kind of like a natural thing with him of like, this is just how my brain works, right? And it's like kind of like the synesthesia of everything, you know. It's very beautiful, and I love this boy. I laughed many times throughout this, and I love Bebo, Mr. Robot in the corner there.
Oh, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, that's Bebo. But it's beautiful. Also, Julio's hair in this is very good. He's got like a little tuft up here. It's great. There's fun playing in the space.
Synesthesia is so interesting to me as someone who in the last, I don't know, maybe year or so came to the realization that I have aphantasia, where people are like, imagine an apple in your head. And I'm like, no, my brain
Who is that?
And so the idea of like being able to see sounds, like see the colors of them, and having such an immersive brain space like that is very fascinating, being on the opposite end of that spectrum.
Totally. Yeah.
Plus, you know me, I love a comedian, like I love a comedy special that's also part art piece. That's very good.
Totally. Yeah. In the, you know, Berbiglia mind palace of
exactly.
You know,
yes.
What if the stand-up show was also a, you know, one act play, right? Like, or like a thought piece, you know.
I mean, the Venn diagram of comedians in musical theater is so it's not even a Venn diagram. I would argue most of the time it's a circle. And so I think that it's a great way to make your comedy specials feel a little bit different if you're also doing something there. This looks good. I'm excited about it.
It's a very fun time, and it'll have you thinking about colors in new and fun, exciting ways.
I'm excited to watch this, especially because I just got a notification this morning that Rami's new special is out on HBO too. It's a good time. It's a good time for comedy, my friends.
Oh yeah, we're eating.
I'm very excited about this.
Hell yeah. How are you doing, my dude?
Oh, I'm here. You know, I'm present.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I also have another HBO space to bring. I have another HBO show to bring to the class today. Because my HBO algorithm has like so you like documentaries, right? And I'm like, yeah. What's up? This one it just premiered this week. The first episode is out. It's called The Dark Wizard. And before people are like, Harry Potter in 2020, no, it's not that. Don't worry about it. Not in this phase. You know, it reminds me a lot, this first episode of, I think it was called Free Solo, that one that came out a couple years ago about rock climbers. This is it's a very similar idea of like extreme climbing, but it's all apparently going to be focused on this guy named Dean Potter. Now, I did just say this wasn't going to be about Harry Potter, and it's not, so don't get it twisted. But this genre of documentary is very interesting to me, of these extreme climbers, because I've never related to anyone less in my life, of like guys who need therapy, and instead of seeking it out and like talking to their friends about mental health, they just literally jump off of a mountain.
Don't it always seem to go?
What the fuck? This is a hazard. But this first episode, anyway, it's about an hour long, and it starts talking about Dean Potter, who I had never heard of, because why would I know? But he doesn't just do the extreme climbing like that other one, the other documentary where you're like climbing without ropes or anything.
Sure.
This homeboy also dons like a flying squirrel suit, and he does base jumping where he'll just fucking jump off these and fly.
Oh God.
It's so stressful to watch someone who, at least in this case, Dean very clearly has like struggled with his mental health. They like show a couple of his excerpts from his journal where it's like very high highs, very low lows, as you would expect for someone who's doing adrenaline type work like this. And instead of continuing to channel it in a way that's appropriate, is like, no, I'm without a harness. I'm going to walk on this line, literally just a line of rope across two cliffs. And if I fall, then I die. And it's like, hey, Dean, I know that you're not here, but can we talk about how this isn't passive anymore? This is turning into like an active ideation process, you know?
I'm starting to get a little nervous about your sort of processing of things in this way.
Yeah. It's very bonkers to me. Apparently there's 4 parts. There's going to be 3 more after this. It's very similar for me of how I felt with the bowling one, but the stakes are like times 20. Because there's a lot of, you know, you can die bowling, but the stakes, the possibility of it is a lot lower than when you're like on Yosemite and are just like, I'm going to freeball this. It's whatever. So I enjoy being immersed in a culture that I have no concept or understanding of here. So Dean, you freak, you weirdo. I'm very intrigued to learn a little bit more about you, but goddamn. So far, all of his friends have been like, yeah, he was a weirdo. And we tried to tell him to stop, but he wouldn't. So I'm locked in, unfortunately. If you need something to watch that will sort of stress you out, but you'll mostly just be shaking your head in confusion, enjoy, because that's this right now.
Hell yeah.
We have a very small current events corner. Could you tell the class about this update to the Batman?
Yes. We have an update from Collider on the movie that's definitely for sure happening.
Guys, don't worry.
Don't worry about it. The Batman Part 2 is definitely for sure happening. Because we got a little bit of casting news in that we have now, or at least I think it was earlier that was known of Scarlett Johansson and Sebastian Stan, but that is very important to me, of Sebastian Stan being Harvey Dent, because that will go, that will be everything to me personally.
That's so good.
It's very good. But now we also have a reported cast of Charles Dance from Game of Thrones.
Are you ever so typecast as a villain in Hollywood?
Totally.
But goddamn if he doesn't nail it, though, you know?
Right. Like sometimes the shoe fits and you love it, you know? And that's what's happening.
It's just, you know, like also generational run, this guy.
Yeah.
But thinking about the psychological damage that he did to me when I we watched Frankenstein to now going into this where he's also going to be we don't know what he's going to do. I think he's the father of
right. That's what
Harvey
people
Dent
are
in this,
assuming. Yeah.
which is very much like that. That's what he's been kneeling lately. He's so good though. What a scary man.
It's very scary. But yeah, this is what we got. It's definitely happening for sure. Don't worry
about it, guys. It's coming.
This movie is happening. Absolutely.
We're getting more casting news, which is a good sign. But I have been let down by the Batman before, that I will only trust it once I'm sitting down and watching it in my home. So we'll see. I didn't know that it was allowed. I guess I assumed that there was like some sort of contract in place, but I didn't know that you could do Marvel and DC.
Yeah. There's a little loosey-goosey stuff happening here, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that was like I don't know.
They take you out back. Right. The mouse obliterates you. Say, oh, you want to opt to the other side? No.
It's just so funny that it's been, by the time that this comes out, it'll have been 5 years, and we still have no updates on, like, they should be in post-production. If this is coming out in the fall of next year, they need to be on it, but they're like, no, for sure, guys. It'll be great. Don't worry. We're going to start soon. Don't piss me off. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing Rob get back into that Batman suit again.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully this time we'll get those photos, or at least a video of him dancing. Fingers crossed. I know that last week, the episode that we watched was pretty rough stuff. Yeah. I'm very curious to know how you feel about this week.
Folks, can you believe Damon's whole shit gets served back to him on a platter? Who would have
everyone
thought?
Around him is realizing, hey, bud, what are you doing?
There was a moment where he was at the same clock tower where Catherine tried to like kill herself. And it's like, bro, we need to put this guy on suicide watch. Why is he trying to have a romantic moment at the clock where people try to die? Like, no.
Nothing good has happened at that clock tower in the last 6 seasons of this show.
It's an omen. It's a dark omen.
It is 100% a dark omen. You're right. So the fact that they're having this like they're having the talk, TM, at the clock tower is a very scary omen. Damon, you're freaking me out.
Yeah.
Can I say though, I got very excited when I was watching the recap that Kai was in it, because their recaps are very foreboding.
Yeah.
And what that's
like, hey, remember this guy? Wink, wink. It might be important.
I can't tell you how excited I was that by the end of this we got to see Kai again.
I missed my boy.
Same.
He's a bad egg, but I want to see him cook. I want to see him do his nasty shit.
Some might say.
And first of all, incredibly funny that he's in his regular clothes in 1903. That was very funny to me, because he's like doing the bell, and being like, all right, everybody, time to come in for whatever. And everyone's like wearing their like winter 1900s, early 1900s stuff. And he's just like in his hoodie. It's like, hey guys, it's me.
Yeah, everyone else is like boarding the fucking Titanic. And then there's Kai, who's in joggers.
And the fact too that just the Kai situation is always so funny, because it's like, oh yeah, he's getting like the call of the siren song because his sister is having twins, which of fucking course she is, given the sort of spiritual nature of this witch family,
Right.
Very funny that no one even thought of that as an option. It's like, oh, you don't think you're going to pass on the generational twin curse that you guys have been fighting through forever?
No shade, Joe. I know you're busy.
Yeah.
You're a working woman. You're also, you work at the university too, so you have to grade papers. You're planning on getting married. Did it not occur to you that at your job, you could get a sonogram, presumably anytime after 12 weeks?
Right. You're literally a doctor.
Yeah. I know that might not be your specialty, right?
Yeah.
But you can just go upstairs and hit the homies up and be like, hey, can I have a sonogram? Please and thanks.
Yeah. Can you just let me know? Let a girl know.
Right. So why are you shocked, of all people, that you're having twins when that is your whole family line kind of thing? But also, it's not like you couldn't get an appointment. You work here.
You work here, Joe. Come on. I know you got other stuff going on. You gotta, queen out at your bachelorette party, which you can't have any fun at because you're pregnant. But she's eating those tables down, which
That diner food looked great. I'll say that. I was very scared when a stripper came into not only her workplace, but also a hospital.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing that you could do. But she, listen, was a very casual bachelorette party. Yes.
Sure.
Did it definitely need Caroline's special touch of event planning? Yes, it did.
Yeah, you could tell that her hands were not in this pie because it did not have the gravitas nor the whimsy that Caroline Forbes would put to the situation.
No, Caroline would have gotten the dick straws and all the accoutrement that a bachelorette party is supposed to have to be cheesy. And yet here is Tweedledee and Tweedledum of Bonnie and Elena being like, we're going to show up at your workplace with a stripper
who is dressed as a cop. So Joe probably for a split second is like, am I getting arrested for medical malpractice because I'm healing vampires?
And also is my fiance okay?
Yeah.
Because you came in really ominous. But she seemed happy about it for the most part. She's going through the situation that Bella did, where it's like she craves the meats.
Totally. She's like, yeah, being a vegetarian is not for me anymore, dog. Sorry. I need that burger.
And it looked great, so I don't dog her on it at all.
Yeah.
But it is a very stark contrast to what they are trying to give Rick with all of these random women from who knows where.
Yeah. Is this what you thought Rick wanted? I don't know. I guess even though we've known Rick this whole time, there's a lot of stuff we don't know about Rick.
Yes.
Including what he likes, what he finds enjoyable. And it's here's this fucking frat ass party, I guess, at the house with a bunch of people that you've never met before. And I guess have fun? ?
And yet here he is going from person to person being like, you're sad. What's your problem? What's your problem? Yeah.
Maybe that is the greatest gift they could have given him, of being you need to be a father figure to these wayward women. Just do your thing and do a little therapy across the way.
Speaking of wayward, though, and also moving from passive to perhaps active in the not wanting to live space, Matt is struggling.
Yeah, dude.
And the alcohol and the pain meds are not helping that situation.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for him. I'm also wondering why we are still getting Tyler and Matt after all of this.
Yeah.
Especially when the writers were like, what if we just make a fanfic of them this episode?
For sure.
What if we suddenly just start to ship Matt and Tyler together?
Yeah. Who's going to stop us?
Apparently no one. Apparently none available. I have never related to anyone more, though, than Enzo at this party when he realizes what a Jell-O shot is. That was... Listen, and they are starting to redeem me on Enzo. They're starting to actually care a little bit about him, which is nice. But the amount of brother from another mother that was going on was a little heavy-handed, some might say.
You're doing a little too much, folks.
Yeah. Especially because we're supposed to believe that Stefan, who we know has mom issues, right? But is actively involved with that right now instead of trying to find Caroline. You want me to believe this?
Yeah, and he's just leaving little voicemails and being like, listen, I know you're going through stuff or whatever, but it's kind of a pain in the ass for me and my problems, and I want to vent, and you're not letting me do that because you're not here. Anyway, I gotta deal with my mom stuff. You have fun over there, champ. And it's bro, what?
I want to say that you're trying, Stefan, but you're really not, my guy. It's very much giving I just need someone to talk at. And Caroline deserves so much more.
Yeah.
But it's hard to have an event where she's not a part of it. It hurts me. She deserves to be able to be there and be playing hostess because I know that she loves doing that.
Yeah.
There was something about they were trying to force a little bit of Matt and Tyler this episode. They were also trying to hint back at Damon and Enzo, which I miss dearly, and I forgot about how much chemistry the two of those have in the same room. But I don't understand why we are continuing to push this hard, especially now, because apparently they're saying that like taking the cure is the equivalent of proposing.
Yeah, the fact of being like the literal like actual phrasing of being like, oh, you know, till death do us part or whatever. It's like, hey, what? That's the theme of taking the cure? Okay.
Yeah, I was not picking that up last time.
Yeah.
But you want me to fully be into this and fully think like, yes, Elena, Damon, 5F'er or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as something happens with Elena, who does he call? And
who's always on the other line,
right,
just able to talk it through. Come on.
And there was a moment specifically at the diner, I think, where Bonnie had this like big swallow, like a comedic gulp about this conversation between Damon and Elena. And it's like, girl, if you don't tell him that you want to be more than friends, I'm gonna freak out.
The fact that Elena was like, he called you. It's like, girl, there are mechanisms happening around you. You need to lock in. You're gonna lose your mans.
It's just and Bonnie being like, well, he needed someone to talk to. Ooh,
yeah.
I don't listen. Bonnie was trying her best this episode of trying to get her friends to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yet again, well, I don't know that this has happened before, where she's had a diner receipt stabber be thrown into her neck. But yet again, Bonnie's down for the count for just being a middleman here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Lily was being a little rude, personally.
Yeah, totally.
I do think it's very funny that Stefan did try to relate to his mom, right? Of like, well, you gave me this Ripper gene, so we need to get this together because you're acting a little embarrassing.
I need to put you on to my sort of drug rehabilitation program of taming the Ripper, you know? And, you know, you can get really into drugs. You can get really into alcohol. You can get really into other things, just not killing people. That's where the mind
You still just
goes.
have to eat rabbits, though. But you can do all of this other wild stuff if you want.
Right. It's a trade some of us have to make with this very terrible affliction.
For real. It is, they're still trying to push the Lily on us. Some of it I'm intrigued by. Some of it I'm not so intrigued by. But I did think it was very interesting that even though she keeps trying to push away the life that she had with Giuseppe, valid, he seemed like an asshole, she still remembers these little bits of like Stefan, who apparently, you know, was like 7 or so when she died, could never look her in the face when he was lying. So you've been pushing all this down, but you still remember? Okay.
Yeah. Interesting
How that all works. I like her morals. I like that she didn't actually hurt Joe. That apparently the saying you're pregnant is enough for her to be like, oh, okay.
Okay, actually off limits. It's like, okay, that's where the moral compass goes. Sure.
I'm an asshole, but I do have boundaries here.
Yeah.
Which I think is very good. But it is wild. Some of the language around it too was a little weird, of like, I think Stefan at one point said, quote, junkie tick.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, bud, let's not, actually.
Let's lock that down immediately. Let's not go there.
Right.
That's why I don't love that.
Yes, your mom is trying to express some energy here, but we don't have to do that, though.
Right.
It's very confusing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know your thoughts on Miss Elena getting her memories back.
Getting her groove back.
Yes.
I should have assumed this was going to be where this was going, but I am glad it did, because Elena, I always forget that part of why Elena kind of sucks right now is that she's really operating on like 40% battery.
That's true.
of what she has at her disposal. And I think it's pretty funny for Damon to be like, oh, for sure, I totally want to be a human with you. Absolutely. This is something I care about. I don't want to lose you. Yada, yada, yada. And then, oops, Elena takes the thing. And it's like, oh my God, I'm not healing. Everything's great. And then like, hey, dog, remember when you said at the cave that we actually had this exact same conversation and you ran away? Because now I remember. And he's like, oh, babe, no, that was like so long ago.
It was just like a joke, and like I've changed now.
I was kind of operating under the fact that you did not remember that, and maybe I also didn't remember it. But now that you do, very clearly, that's a bad spot for me. And the fact that she's like, you haven't thought this through, like you're clearly just doing this to save this, and that's not how I want you to do it. Like if you want to do it, but don't do it for me or for this. And he does the perfect line reading of like, what? No, no, me, Damon. I totally want to be a human, even though I say I love everything about being a vampire 20 minutes ago, and I actually don't want to not be in this, even if it sucks. Like I love it. The alternative feels worse to me.
The whole conversation of it is very confusing to me because again, Damon hasn't told Stefan anything. He has to find out from Enzo, which is rude given how the interactions that those two have had. But also, they're treating this cure with the stakes of like getting married. And this motherfucker, last week I thought, oh, it's wild that the cure would have like 2 doses in it, right? That they could both take a shot from it. No, right. His plan was Elena will take all of it and I'll just feed off of her. And that will be enough for me.
That was the plan.
That was what grand design here.
That was the big one, the big like eureka moment you had. It's like, oh no, it's cool. She'll just like be a human, which she's always wanted, and get to grow old, and I'll still be me because I don't want to do that. That's yucky. Ew, gross.
Just admit to yourself, Damon, that this is not what you want.
Yeah, because you're saying it in so many more laborious ways when the truth is very clear in this, and you're not slit.
No, you're not. Everyone is calling you out on it, being like, you're a shitty liar. You've never wanted this. You said that you would never go back to being a human, and yet here you are trying to play in our face about it.
Yeah. Also, like the flashbacks of their relationship. First of all, it looks like so greasy. Like they had like that sheer on it, or that sheen on it. And then we spend so much time in this flashback of their conversation about eggplants. Which I nuked from my memory. I don't know if this was just something that were like, we gotta have an eggplant conversation. Like we were in there for like a minute. And I was like, I don't need, this is not the context, I think, for the memory swap that we need here, or the flashback we need. So much to be like, oh, you're an eggplant girl. Why are you saying this? Why do I need to hear this?
Sorry, is it a crime that she likes vegetables? What's happening here?
Why is this? This is not where the focus area. Why? Why are you talking about eggplants?
And him, Mr. No Chill, right, is like, oh, I'm just putting this in my memory for like a 5-year anniversary, and it's their first date, mind you.
So unserious.
You have no chill, Damon. But the idea too of like, because Elena brings up the important point, right, of wanting to make sure that he really wants to do this so that he is not resentful towards her about it. Valid concern. Damon loves to resent. But the idea that like, one, I am being forced to believe that this is something that Elena like wants to do.
Yeah.
Here. And that he's setting up this whole fantasy in her head about it. What? Okay. Why are we doing this, I guess, is my question. And thinking like, oh, sure, all of the memories are going to come back. And it was very taxing on Elena, it seemed. It was really rocking with her brain a little bit. But then also, I'm supposed to believe Damon with his whole chest that he's like, I'll give all of this up for just a life with you. Damon, peace and love.
Respectfully.
You're willing to give up turning into a raven? Are you sure?
He's got to do it one last time. Surely.
I can't.
That's the swan song. He like just does a lap.
He didn't have to YOLO jump down the clock tower with Elena. He could have turned into a raven.
He could have.
He didn't because he's a coward. And I'm annoyed about
Become a big, beautiful bird. Oh my God. You have it at your disposal.
It's so wild that all of this is, again, they're jumping down. They're saying YOLO. They're jumping down from the clock tower during all of this. Matt trying to drown himself in liquor.
Yeah.
Bonnie truly trying to keep it together,
Mm-hmm.
has one of those receipt stabbers in her neck. And then we just have Lily looking in Stefan's face and being like, I'm going to do anything to get my real family back.
Right.
And Stefan being now is fully in it. He's like, well, you're my mom. And even though you were lying last time, I think that you actually care. And she's like, no, I don't. And he's like,
She's like, you just gave me a really good script, so I don't care about you. I have my real family, which are my 6 fucking chuckle fucks of hybrid creatures. And I don't know you, okay? Y'all have love and light, but you're not my boy.
Lily looking into her own son's face and being like, you seem really sad and alone. And I don't really want to follow down that path, so I do want to get all my family back. But thanks, though.
Yeah, I appreciate the offer, but no, I'm good. I'm so good. And the fact that she like goes sicko mode, and now, you know, Stefan is like left to compel every single person in the restaurant.
I can't.
And Enzo's like, where the fuck have you been? He's like, I've been busy. There's like 40
people
people here.
Of these pieces of rice, 1 grain at a time, because my mom left me a puzzle here.
Yeah.
I missed seeing Stefan and Enzo together.
Yeah.
Because that was what initially made this arc about Enzo pretty interesting before he went on these like side quests here.
Right.
But Enzo being like, oh, you don't know this thing about your mom. Oh, you don't know this thing about your brother. And I'm going to tell you all of them because I like to see you suffer. And Stefan was like, can you get the fuck out of here? I'm a little busy. I have some stuff to do. I gotta go, because apparently my mother has been stabbed in the eye and is now trying to kill my ex-girlfriend. So I can't do this right now. But thank you.
Yeah, I got too much on my plate today. It's not a good time.
But I do. There's something, and I think it's just because I like seeing the softer side of Enzo. But when he went to go see Lily at the end and was like, I just want to make sure that you're all chill because I know that you don't like to be confined or whatever.
Yeah.
But apparently I have to go because now this is a family affair. Even though you turned me, so technically we're family.
Right.
Is good. Do you think we are finally going to see Rick and Joe leave? Because Rick seemed pretty set by the end of this. Of like, we're going to skip town.
I feel like just the nature of it, this seems like this is the end of their story in this, right?
It's
like it feels
right?
like they're trying to just be like, okay, they're going to do boring adult stuff now. They're going to have a kid. They're going to move away. They're going to like live in a cottage or whatever and just fuck around, right? While the kids can handle themselves, you know? That kind of seems like what it is to me. And especially with the Matt of it all, of being like, hey dog, if I can give you one piece of advice, don't fucking stay here, you know?
This place is cursed.
But like, will they even have the opportunity to do that if Kai has his, you know, fingers in the mix, you know, like if they could make that happen before, or who knows, or maybe it'll be like a Tyler OG thing of like always just like being chased down like Klaus like 550 feet away, you know, in one way or another.
Well, and I think that that's interesting too, because like the show has dabbled a lot in twins and being like the kind of like twin telepathy of it all.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense to me. That seems grounded in enough science there. But the idea that he would wake up like a sleeper agent and be like, my twin sister is having twins and I need to get going is
it's my time to shine.
Because the people, not only in the show, but like with twins in general, has always been like, oh, it's a radar of danger. So, but this is not unless she gets like preeclampsia or whatever. But like in theory, she's not in danger right now. He is the danger.
Yeah.
Which is very intriguing. But now, I mean, Lily doesn't have the ascendant. Bonnie does. And was like, you can get it over my dead body. Kai's never coming back. But then Kai is figuring out a way to go. And I thought last time that he could only take like 2 or 3 people.
Right.
So maybe it's because they also have witch power that we get past those kind of constraints.
Yeah, maybe it's like the weird, like, because they're able to like tap into magic kind of vibe. Like maybe it's like a we put all of our brains together kind of vibe, and like we could make one big ascendant and get out of here or something. We make the big cool one that can transport 1 million people if we want.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I'm intrigued by the nature of this. They all seem very scary.
Yeah.
And I just don't know where this goes. I mean, naturally, they're hinting at the next day in the storyline of being a wedding. And we know that the show loves a big event and also dangerous things happening there. So I'm presuming that they'll come back during that time.
Yeah.
But we still somehow, in 2 episodes after this, are going to presumably get resolution on Lily and her heretic friends. Then Bonnie is going to go at some point, which I'm nervous about. I was worried that it was today, but it's not. And now Elena is a human and...
Right. Okay.
Great.
Sure.
I will say, though, that they kind of slid this in with Joe's dialogue when they got back to the hospital. But apparently Bonnie's fine now because Damon gave Bonnie some of his blood.
Hello? I know what you are.
I know what this is.
You can't hide from me.
I can't with these two. I can't that we're supposed to be pretending that Elena and Damon are interesting in the way that they had been in prior seasons, because that's not happening right now.
Right.
And I'm worried that it's going to end up with how Damon has tried this before when Elena was like compelled to him, where he's just going to say, forget all of this. You don't know about any of this. And she's going to, I don't know, maybe go to Santa Fe where Jeremy is.
Yeah, totally.
Like, if that's the resolution that you have for your main character, I'm going to freak out.
Yeah, I'm going to be big mad.
Yeah, but it's obviously not going to work. Like, Damon is not interesting as both a character and also a person if he becomes human. So what do you do now? You just have another liability around?
Yeah.
I have questions. Did you know, because I am just now seeing this on the TVD wiki, what the hashtag of this episode was?
Oh no.
If you have not, I highly recommend checking out what
Oh
the
my
hashtag.
god. YOLO vampires? Okay, that's an all-timer right there.
That's
that one
pretty,
is pretty
that's pretty good. Because Elena, to her credit, she does say YOLO, but she doesn't. She says it without the initialism. She just says you only live once before they jump off of there. So for them to decide that is the hashtag from this is critical to me.
That's very beautiful.
Very interesting. What are you because this is obviously going to be a wedding episode next week. Where do you think this is going to break bad?
I feel like this photo is moments before disaster. To be honest, it's giving like, oh, everything's really happy. No event has ever gone well in this franchise. So I can't imagine that this goes kind of without a hitch, Well,
and Joe was saying in this episode that she has yet to find a dress that will accommodate her figure, which is factually incorrect. There are a lot of people who are pregnant who also happen to wear wedding dresses. So it might just be a limitation of her town. But she also was very explicit in this episode of saying that, like, my family can't find out that I'm having twins because they'll want to take them for nefarious reasons. And yet here's her dad looking at her like, oh, yes, my prize. What?
Yeah. I feel like that's going to come out, girl. He's right there.
I have not known you to be a good liar. Yeah. And I thought that we were eloping here. So what's happening?
Yeah.
In theory, I'm very excited for this resolution because they are both quite boring to me.
Yeah.
I mean, love and light or whatever, but I'm just not.
Yeah. You're not giving us anything anymore.
No. You help save Bonnie. That's important, but that's really about it.
Yeah.
So presumably it is the penultimate episode for this season, and we'll see where it goes from there. Nothing good ever happens at these large events, so I'm nervous.
Totally.
But we'll see. we have some amazing patrons to thank. Do you want to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Lauren Cullen.
Ooh, thank you to Zoe Forbes.
Ow. Thank you to Vanessa Swan.
Ooh, thank you to Greg Lotner.
Ooh, thank you to April Dobrev.
Ooh, thank you to Phoebe Salvatore.
Ooh, thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Pew, 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 pew. Thank you to Katya Karp.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Pew, 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 pew. Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh, thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ooh, thank you to Raina Zeklos.
Ooh, thank you to Emily O'Zera.
And last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ivishkov.
Bow, bow, bow.
So I found a fan fiction for you today that is not, you know how I feel about this pairing. But I was intrigued by one of the tags in this. So this is a Caroline and Klaus.
Okay.
Titled Do You Dream of Another Life? And the author is, oh Christ, Claraline Again Naturally. That's
okay.
Very hard to read. But one of the tags that I saw on this was something I've never seen on AO3 before, which is tooth rotting fluff.
Huh?
And that caught my attention because what could that possibly mean? This is a very short summary, and it goes a little like this. Caroline is plagued by strange dreams, ones in which her life is completely different, just as she finds herself at a crossroads in her entanglement with Klaus. And
Okay.
that sounds dramatic, romantic, but the idea of a fluff being so sweet that it will make your teeth hurt intrigued me.
Sure, absolutely.
And also, where is she right now, you know?
Yeah. I need eyes on Caroline.
Because if she is not here for this wedding, then we know something is seriously wrong. Because you can't have this many events. They draw her in like a siren song. So where is she?
Completely.
I'm worried about my girl. Does someone have eyes?
Oh.
Please have someone have eyes on her. Well, I'm nervous about how this penultimate will go. But I'm gonna tame that a little bit because we got some great comedy specials on HBO to watch that are going to keep you company. Tell your friends about the show. Tell your family about the show. Tell your local Raven about the show.
It could be Damon.
It could be Damon. You never know. It could be Damon. But as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ow. You've been listening to Into the Twilight, an independent production by Earbud Media. You can support the show by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/intothetwilight or rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. You can send us a backstory or a fanfiction at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. Our music is by Eli Krause, and our art is by Maddie Padilla. You can find me on Twitter at Cody Corral and Allie at Many Are the Stars. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.